Welcome to TLC for the Soul podcast, where soul meets spirit. You have entered into sacred space. I'm your host, Tammy Lynn Chambers, and I'm here to help you shine. Now let's get going on this podcast journey. Welcome everyone to the podcast and to the second part of March energy update. This is quite a interesting time the next couple of weeks. Yep, to the end of the month. There's our mascot on the podcast, and whenever she barks, it's usually to emphasize something that's being said. I'm also recording this at a different part of the day, kind of in the morning time, which is kind of like a new dawn. I don't know how to explain it. Still drinking my Dandy Blend. Let's get us settled into the podcast here before I bring up the themes and what we're going to be talking about, because if you watched the first part of March, then the this second part was supposed to be like jumping up and down for joy. I remember I re-listened to it this morning because I'm like, okay, what did I say for that? What did I say for that? It was like the guide said jumping up and down for joy, and that there was a big energy shift starting today, the day I'm recording this, which we've already stepped into the March equinox portal. All the way through the end of the month with some major astrological alignments that are helping push us into more, really it was luck energy. So that's what we're going to focus on, as this is the day before St. Patrick's Day as well. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome to the podcast. You can settle in and join us on our podcast family and see if this is a place that you feel like you want to hang out a little bit more all month long. We've got resources for you to help you along in your day, even if it's just to brighten your day, or if you're on the spiritual path, which I assume if you're joining me, then you are, then we can help you take what we're offering here higher and from different perspectives and kind of show you what all that means. If you're a returning listener, thank you so much for joining me here again. It's been an interesting ride so far this month. A lot going on, and we're going to kind of do a slight little recap and then get into this second half of let's get into the good stuff, the second half of the March energies. So as we always say here on the podcast, you choose how you want to listen. If you're new, you may just want to, listen and settle in and see what you think. If we resonate with you here, you can choose to take your listening experience from a higher perspective and join me in sacred circle as I wrap us all in love light and light love. Inviting in my guides, angels, deities, spirit helpers, and friends. Whatever of my guides would like to join us here in sacred space, they are coming in now. Or you can choose to take your listening experience even a third step higher and invite your own spirit guides into this sacred space with us, asking them to help share with you any metaphors, meanings, visions, downloads, or information that's specific to you, coming from your higher self, coming from source straight to you. I do my best to point out excuse me, all the metaphors. We're definitely going to do a clearing here. I do my best to point out all the metaphors and meanings and things that are coming up that the guides are sharing with me. But again, you may have personal messages for you that your guides want to share with you. Let me get our candle lit. And we're going to do a light language clearing before we get started here. The candle I have for today is called Home is My Happy Place. It's the smell, what is it, the fragrance called Coastal Spring. And ever since yesterday, maybe Sunday, I've been receiving the turquoise light ray. And I wasn't quite sure who, I don't know them all by heart, so I was like, who's turquoise light? It's specific to, well, it comes from source, but all the archangels work with specific light rays, and other beings do as well. But I was being drawn to Archangel Haniel, and I don't work with her all that often, although maybe subconsciously or unconsciously, or maybe my higher self. I mean, I work with all the beings of light, but I mainly, have been working with Archangel Metatron lately and Archangel Sandalphon. And Archangel Haniel came in very strongly, like really showing me turquoise all over the place. And I'm very much a water baby myself. And when I see like turquoise and royal blue and all those colors of the ocean, I think of water energy and diving deep below the depths of the ocean and playing around with the merfolk and the selkies and the whales and the dolphins and all the cool ocean friends under the sea. And if you follow me on Instagram, then Sunday I went on like up Instagram stories, like posting spree, and I was just like sharing everything that just came to me in my stories. It kind of helps set a mood for myself. It's almost like a little vision board for myself. But I want to share those things with you as well. And I shared some really cool ocean creatures that showed up in my feed, and I was really having a lot of fun posting some of those. So I feel like water is a theme. Archangel Haniel, if you're not familiar with her, works very much with intuition, trusting your intuition, working with moon energy. And I was guided yesterday. I sat down because the equinox is here. So for me, that's kind of like every 3 months or every changing of the seasons, or, like with the winter solstice, I kind of sat down with my guides. And so again, I sat down with my guides and I was like, what's coming up for me that I need to make changes on, in my physical being, my mental, my spiritual, my emotional being. And usually for physical being, they share with me different tinctures or flower essences or things that I can work with that will benefit me on my journey. But everything they shared was like green and blue and turquoise again. And I was like, okay, here we go again. So switching out of the Eleuthero that came up for the beginning of March, it's like a different kind of energy coming in. So we were all about the fire. We had the fiery lion shifter for the beginning of the month, and now it feels more water-based. I almost feel like the mist vamp is coming back again in a way, and I have not looked at the spirit guides, and we'll see if any one of my guides wants to step forward for the second part of March, but it just feels like it's like a combo of the mist vamp and the fiery lion shifter. And the mist vamp was our spirit guide for February. So just as an example of blue-green that came up as like blue-green algae or spirulina, what came up as a supplement. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out and do these, but this was what was suggested to me. I just found it interesting that it was all blue-green stuff. It's like blue-green, and then aloe vera supplements, because I'm really trying to work with my skin, collagen and sun damage stuff. Like most of my teens and 20s I spent on tanning beds. And I'm really trying to just boost the collagen production and just kind of bring my skin. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a longer podcast that we might do about, we might do something more in the podcast for it's not beauty, but like a self-care, self-love kind of podcast episode. I don't know where that's going, but anyway. So aloe vera supplements came up, and blue-green algae, and back to astragalus for me, because astragalus tincture, when I took that, They only have me take it once every 2 or 3 months, like for the whole month, but my skin looked amazing after I took astragalus tincture. I mean, it looked like just so dewy and perfect. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Let's go ahead and do the throat chakra clearing, the light language clearing, just to get us all in a space of being centered and grounded to receive the messages that we're hearing now, because they're being kind of taken all over the place here. And then I'll share the decks that I'm working with and the themes for the second part of the month. This is a little bit of whale and porpoise. Is porpoise even? I don't even want to go with the porpoise. It's like, I don't want to talk about porpoise again because it gets all crazy. Whale and porpoise and dolphin light language. And this is just to clear your field. The intention for this light language is to clear out what's no longer serving you, to open up your intuition, because I still feel Archangel Haniel here very strongly. So wanting you to work with your own intuition, trusting your own, what you receive as intuitive hits. So let's do the light language first. If you've never heard light language before, it's just comes straight from source through the beings of light that transmit it to me in their voice, and out through me, the conduit to you. You can close your eyes and take a deep breath, setting the intention to receive whatever is most needed by you for your highest and best good. Here we go. Whales and dolphins are very high vibrational star beings, other realms, off planet consciousness. And for me, that just totally opened up my crown chakra to receive lots of spiritual energy. And I just saw like a sonar as I was like sonar waves as I was channeling that. So now you're ready to hear the messages for the second half of March, because apparently it's so exciting. So exciting. We had to be totally clear-headed to hear it. These messages are for everyone: starseeds, light workers, empaths, twin rays, divine counterparts, soulmates, whatever you want to call yourself. There's information in here about soul purpose and soul mission. I don't really want to call it career. I'd rather call it soul purpose and soul mission, and whatever that means to you, because for everyone it may not necessarily be a career like at a job. So I try not to 3D it down so much. And if it means career to you, then it means career to you. But for some people, it could be like being a parent, being a caregiver. That could be your soul mission and your soul purpose. It doesn't have anything to do with a career unless you're doing it. I'm talking about like for family members or friends, or it could be a career, I guess, if you're doing it as like a hospice worker or something like that. But I'm bringing in the very high level, high vibrational, and you can 3D it down however you want that works best for you. The decks I'm working with today are the Working with the Four Elements Oracle cards by Colin Hall. It's a really small, beautiful deck. I think it's German based. The book was originally in German, translated to English. I'm working with my own hand-drawn, hand-done deck, the Labyrinth of Dragonshire. I'm going to work with the Light Seers Tarot. And I'm going to build off the messages that I brought into Instagram yesterday. We're going to build off of those themes. So I'm going to pull that up so I can just look at what it was. Man, my candle flame is like... Yeah, I think the fire element definitely doesn't want to be forgotten for the middle of March, mid-March on. Because this Coastal Spring candle, like the fire flame on it, it's a little tiny candle, and the flame is, I swear, like 3 inches tall right now. I'm going to have to, like, probably unlight it. We'll see if it gets a little too crazy. Okay, Instagram, where are you? Alright, I don't want to read that. Okay. So the overarching energy was called Reset. And I did put energies for the week of 3/15, but I really feel like they're telling me it starts from 3/15 onward. And just so you're clear on what guides have joined me, some people like to know what guides are here. I have Archangel Haniel, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael. I have the Mist Vamp, the Fiery Lion Shifter. I have Whales and Dolphins. I have Star Family from the Galactic Council of Light. So that's a representation of a lot of different star families, but it sounds like Orion is here, Lyran, Pleiadian, Arcturian, Andromedan. Those are the ones I'm mainly working with right now. And they want me to... The Spirit of Avalon is here, so that's Merlin, and the Naiad of the Lake, or the Lady of the Lake, along with the Spirits of Avalon. I work through Avalon as my kind of sacred space, home base. Some people have others, like Sedona or Uluru, or, the pyramids or whatever, but Avalon is my spiritual home base. I work through there with the Bringers of the Light and Merlin, on behalf of Gaia and humanity. So the Spirits of Avalon are here with us now as well. So let's build on this. So I do have this now. So the overarching theme was Reset. And the key themes we're going to touch on, there was a picture of a heart with some daisies. There was a treasure chest and a castle. And so I'm going to read the message from that. We're going to draw some cards around it and see what this luck energy is all about. And I just do want to share, so there are some astrological alignments supporting this month. There is what's called a Venus star alignment happening with Venus and Aries right now. Very powerful for healing the self in regards to relationships and self-love and all of that. It also has a very heavy emphasis on soulmate healing. So that's coming in to support us, as well as a Jupiter at 23 degrees alignment that's coming in next week. I think it was on the 30th. That is supposed to boost our blessings power even higher, even bigger. as well as the Aries season starting here in a few days towards the end of the week, and the spring equinox as well. Like, you can't get any more powerful than all of those energies coming together at the same time. So let's start off with the heart and the flowers as the first theme that we're going to dive into a little bit more for the remainder of the month. And we're only talking here about, like, what is the remainder of the month? Like 2.5 weeks? 2 weeks. 2 weeks and a day. So let's see what's going on here. So the heart and flowers was, don't look now, but new love is right around the corner for you. Don't doubt. Now, first off, I want to say, because I did see somewhere where someone had posted like a comment on someone's reading, like, well, I'm not into love at all, and I'm just here for the other types of readings. And it was like, well, what do you mean you're not into love at all? Like, okay, love isn't just a romantic partner. Like, what about self-love? What about love for your neighbor? What about love for humanity? What about love of nature? So you can do whatever you want, but try not to get too closed-minded when we start talking about love, because love is truly the answer to the awakening and the ascension of our planet. And whether your dharma is to walk, I'm getting chills. Chills is like a big confirmation for me. Like, that's kind of my body reaction to spirit saying, yes, that's like an emphasis when they give me chills. But love is really what's going to awaken the planet even further. So if your dharma is to walk this path alone, and you don't have not everybody has a twin flame or a soulmate, then that's your dharma, to walk this path as a solo, on a solo journey. That doesn't mean you don't believe in love at all. I mean, it could be love with a pet, love with a friend. So let's not like close it down as soon as we start hearing the messages talk about love, because I'm not just talking, when it's time for me to talk about romantic partnerships, they will be very clear that they're talking to you about romantic partnerships. And if it doesn't resonate with you, then it doesn't resonate with you. Like 100% of everything that's here on this podcast doesn't have to resonate with 100% of the people listening 100% of the time, right? So you take what resonates, you leave the rest, and your intuition will guide you. Like, no, that's not meant for you, or yes, it is. Doesn't mean like the whole podcast is not meaningful. It just means, you're getting the information that you need. And it doesn't mean that you take what is said here in blind faith. And even though that is a really good channel story of mine, if you haven't heard it yet, it's one of my favorites. It's like the very first episode of the podcast. But it doesn't mean you take what is said in blind faith and you don't do your own research or consult your own higher self or your own guides. Okay, if something doesn't sit right with you, if something triggers you, then it's beneficial to find out why, by going within or seeking your own higher counsel. So to be very clear there, because you can get yourself into a whole lot of trouble if you just take what someone says and run with it without even checking in with your own self first. All right, so let's draw a tarot card for heart and flowers. So it was the daisies and the heart. And don't look now, but new love is right around the corner for you. Don't doubt. So I'm going to go to the Light Seers Tarot, and I'm going to draw a little card. And the card they're giving me is the 8 of Pentacles. And I really like these cards in this deck because I love the affirmations and the interpretation of the cards and the images. So new love is coming, and you got the 8 of Pentacles, which is mastering a skill, the Meraki that you put into your work, patience and determination, methodical progress, and finding your soul's purpose. And the affirmation says, with loving determination, I persevere and become the person I long to be. And the meaning of the card, I like to read these because I really like how they've been channeled in. It says, many moons and many nights she has worked on this, learning the herbs, the plants, the mixtures. She mixes her potions and blends her oil, and is so immersed in her love for this life that there are days when she finds full flow, full zen in the zone. She creates and creates some more. Someone says she does it with skill of a master herbalist, but she knows that her energy is not quite there. Not yet. But that she's close. She can already work in this field and make a living and heal and bring to manifest so many beautiful things. But the level she desires is, well, next level. She smiles immersed in her craft, and she breathes in the moonlight and breathes out its magic, charging her crystals and her teas and setting up for another day of focused exploration and practice. Moon playing very heavily in this particular card. So if you're not familiar with this deck, you can go look up the lightseertarot.com. I have nothing to do with them. I just like using the website because I don't want so many physical decks of cards around me. But the 8 in this case is like moon phases. So here's the moon again, trusting your intuition, working on your craft, and don't look now, but new love is right around the corner. Don't doubt. So I'm going to draw a couple of more cards to go with that 8 of Pentacles. So draw from my deck. What does this have to do with mid-March to the end of March? And they're giving me, within the power of the trees lies the secrets to all you need. Of course you would say that. So heart and flowers, the seasons changing. Spirit's always going to guide you to get outdoors. So if you're not clear, like, what did that message mean to me? Because we talked a lot about career and doing service work, and not just romantic love with this heart and flowers. And so the message is really different for everybody. It's like, what does that message I just shared mean to you? Is it about a partnership? Is it about a new career choice? Is it about some service work just within your family or your neighborhood or your community? If you're not sure, then you're being guided. This card is number 15. Within the power of the trees lies the secrets to all you need. Always means get outside in nature, meditate, and figure it out for yourself because it's specific to you. But I do want to draw one more card from this Working with the Four Elements deck, just to ask if there's anything else we want to share there. And they're giving me 2 cards. So one is called the Daisy Fairy and one is called the Crystal Garden. So the Crystal Garden is about working with crystals and flowers. So that could be a message for some of you, because in that 8 of Pentacles, she was crafting things like tea and tinctures and flower essences. So we have the Crystal Garden, and these little cards come with affirmations too. So there's a lot going on with affirmations, and this is the element of green. Let's see, Crystal Garden. The book is somewhat confusing to use, but hold on. Meditate with a crystal and go into its energy. The power of the red flowers on this card are a symbol that the power the crystal world has. The crystal nature spirits are always ready to work with the keeper of the crystal. Meditate with a crystal and go into its energy. The affirmation is, I will see as clear as the crystal. So again, going back to your intuition, there's so much with intuition the second half of the month. Trusting what you see. When you meditate, do you get intuitive hits and you just second guess them or don't believe that they're even true? Like, is Spirit showing you a vision of what's to come and you're kind of like foo-fooing it, like, oh, that could never be for me? Or sometimes what we're shown just seems so fantastical because you have to align with it, which means it could be on a higher vibrational playing field than you are right now. And so it just seems so fantastical that you're like, how could that even be for me? But it's like, well, you wouldn't be getting the intuitive hit about it or the vision about it if it wasn't for you. So you have to trust that it is. Daisy Fairy is about flower fairies being very sensitive, feeling our emotions flower fairies are very sensitive and feel our emotions as we approach them. We must be in harmony to work with them. Fairies are very loyal to flowers, helping them to grow and bloom. This card portrays the Daisy Fairy Queen. So this is daisies. The daisy was the flower in our Instagram post. The Daisy Fairy Queen arrives to give support to the Daisy Fairies who work only with daisies. They, in turn, embrace their queen in love. When you open the door to nature, the door to the fairy world will open also. I will become part of nature. All back to the trees, having all that you need. So I think it's a twofold message for those of you that have been working really, really hard. This second, because it was so fiery at the beginning of the month, that I honestly do feel like I need a break, like I need a vacation. The month of March in the state where I live in Texas is about spring break, and people always go to the coast and hang out. And yeah, I'm getting chills. I really want to go to the coast and just be by the ocean. It's gonna make me emotional because I really miss the ocean a lot. So I may have to plan a little trip to go to the water. Probably not when the crowds are there. Or the beach is even open. I don't know. We're not going to go there. Actually, our state opened up. Totally 100% opened up last week. So that's good news. All right. So let's get this moving along because I'm at 30 minutes and I've got 2 more messages to share. So far we've got working with your intuition, finding what you love. Maybe the new love, it needs to find you, whatever it may be, and to know what it is for you. You need to get out in nature, meditate, work with, whatever you like to work with, crystals or flowers, to find out what that means for you. Okay. Treasure chest is the next icon that we're working with. And the message was, why would you want to run away when you're so close to achieving your dreams? Get ready. Something magical is coming. All right. And the tarot card for that we're drawing is Page of Wands. Creative beginnings, a newfound inspiration and energy, honing a new skill or passion. And the affirmation is, as the dreamer of my dream, I ignite this flame. The page gets inspired all of the time, so inspired that her thoughts lead her from one idea to the next, leaving little space in between to do anything else but imagine. As a result, she never seems to stop throwing that wand of hers around. She has the potential to manifest and to create amazing things, but she'll need to bring that baton down to earth and stake an idea into the ground first. With her wand in the air for now, she dances through her fertile landscape, only lacking a little patience and maturity for creative genius to sprout. So we're igniting a flame. I did feel it pick up a little bit as I started to bring that in. Got a little less dreamy, so let's draw one of my cards and see how that goes with that. And they're giving me, they're giving me the Phoenix energy. Today is a good day to die. As the dream of my dream, I ignite this flame. So this is like a rebirth. I'll get one more card from this nature deck. See how this all fits together. Elements. A water card. W6. Let's see. It's blue. Oh, it's blue and green. Okay. This is about working with the elements. This card portrays the hierarchy, the lotus being supported by the water spirit, energy from a flower. So it's like a lady with a lotus flower on her head. But above that is an angel. So from the lotus flower, golden threads are flowing to the angel, which is weaving this endless flowing forms of Celtic art. And the suggestion is read books on Celtic art and try and draw a Celtic knotwork. It's a wonderful way to relax in a flowing meditation. I am in the flow with being creative. So again, about meditation, rebirth energy, and starting over. And as the dreamer of my dream, I ignite this flame. And why would you want to run away when you're so close to achieving your dream? Something magical is coming. So it feels like it's like magical ideas and information. And they're saying like a light body upgrade is predominantly what you're working with right now. Upgrading your light body. And that takes some downtime. Not necessarily. It's a balance between fire and water. Doing and being, relaxing a little bit and going with the flow, and then getting your ideas and inspiration to move forward with them, and then using the fire energy and the divine masculine power to move forward with anything you're seeing as an idea, or anything that's sprouting up as an intention, or not sprouting up as an intention, but these are from seeds you've already planted. So they're starting to sprout now. And there's action that needs to be taken to complete them and manifest them into reality. So it's like, don't stop before the miracle arrives, whatever the miracle is for you. Because these, you know what these seeds are. They're not, this came up too, I was at the beginning of the month. It's like, you know what these seeds are. So they're starting to manifest now. So don't stop the manifestation by stopping the believing of what's to occur, because the 3D manifestation is like the final part, but you have to like nurse this along until it's ready to manifest, ready to spring forth in full bloom. And that's what these energies the latter part of the month are doing. They're going to help you still your mind and get quiet, understand what's coming forward for you through visions and meditation, through all of that. What seeds specifically are getting ready to manifest. The Spirit's saying they're going to be very clear with you on what seeds are getting ready to manifest. And then you need to nurse that along by continuing to believe and have faith and trust that they really are going to manifest. And then when it's time to take action, the fire energy will step in, the divine masculine energy will step in, the fiery lion shifter will step in, and will help you take action on whatever those things are. That was pretty quick. That's our first message. Seemed like it took a long time. Okay. And our last one is the castle. Stop doubting yourself and the situation. Everything you want is coming and is fast-tracked for those of you seeing the fox spirit animal today. And after I channeled that, I saw a fox like 4 or 5 times already. So let's see what our card is for that one, our tarot card. Our tarot card is, the 10 of Pentacles. Spiritual and material abundance, community. You guys know this one. The affirmation is, I am successful and I share my wealth and joy with those I love. And it's a family. It's just a traditional 10 of, it looks traditional, except there's, like a cute little girl, and there's a guy and a lady, and there's some kids playing in the background. There's a cute little dog, and I like this card. They've been co-creating this life for some time. Their place, their family, their friends, their life. They've learned along the way that it doesn't have to be difficult or hard, even though they used to think that it did, way back when they were traveling through the 5 of Pentacles. They've learned that the flow of abundance comes to those who are generous enough to know they deserve it, and that the energy of money can take many forms. The form that makes them the happiest, however, is the energy of being able to celebrate with those they love on days like today, when everyone is looked after, the meals are prepared, they are all sheltered and warm, and each and every person in their circle knows that they will never do without. Step by step, they build their dream together. I love this. This is the castle. I love that goes perfectly with the castle. Stop doubting yourself in the situation. Everything you want is coming and could be fast-tracked if you're seeing the spirit animal fox. Let's draw a little qualifier for that. Jeez, that's just beautiful enough right there in itself. Like, what is Spirit telling you that means to you? And the 2 cards that came out for that from my deck is Dragonfire is here to help you. This is the fast-tracking energy that's coming along for some of you. Not all of you, but some of you. That fox, if you do see a fox, and it does mean that your soul mission, your purpose, especially as it relates to other people, this is, this is really the romance card, the romance part of the reading. So this is karmic relationships coming to an end. This is new partnerships Could be a romantic partner, could be a friendship, a family member, or a new career partner, or somebody that will help you build your empire together. That doesn't sound like a career partner. That sounds like a love partner. It's both. They're saying it's a career partner who is a love partner. So this just sounds like, this is divine union. They're telling me this is divine union. So if you don't care about soulmates or whatever, you can leave now. And thank you for joining me. But this next part here for the next couple of minutes is talking about soulmates. Then the other card, we got 2 cards. So 2 things coming out in 2s. Everything is upgrading within and around you. Get ready. Your 10 of Pentacles is on its way. And the little other card that goes along with this is Lily Angel. Let's see what Lily Angel is. The Lily Angel card is a card of new beginnings and transformation. The young angel has just begun the transformation from the fairy world to the world of the angels. As her wings start to unfold, reaching upward to the sky and down to the earth, but free from both, she is free to leave the bosom of the flower and begin her transformation. In doing so, she will start to climb the ladder of evolution, joining the angels that come to her help. Transform my positive feelings into reality and become the butterfly. The affirmation, I am as free as a bird. So this is they're just saying this is what you've been waiting for. This is the magic moment when 2 hearts unite as one. It's right around the corner for some of you, not all of you. Some of you have a little bit more work to do there. But if you're seeing the Spirit Fox, you're definitely up to manifest a 3D union within the next, what are they saying? The next 4 to 5 months. I heard weeks. Is it weeks or months? It's both. It's 4 to 5 weeks for some, 4 to 5 months for others is what they want me to share. I was like, that's awkward. Not years. 4 to 5 weeks for some, 4 to 5 months for others. That's coming into union. So reunion is like meeting your soulmate for the first time in this lifetime and really kind of getting to know each other and understand what your spiritual journey together is going to be all about. And then union is where you finally come together. You've decided that you want to live together or marry or commit yourselves completely to each other from a 3D perspective, combining resources, combining households, bringing family members in together, like maybe you have kids and they have kids and you're going to bring them all together. So it sounds like maybe the reunion is the 4 to 5 weeks and the union is the 4 to 5 months at the earliest. Wow. Okay. So that was very clear and direct. So the energies coming along the latter part of this month support you in all of that. And all of the messages from the other icons, like getting outside, staying clear, staying true to you, trusting the guidance that you're receiving, meditating, just working really hard on yourself and your own craft, because if you have to wait 4 to 5 weeks or 4 to 5 months or whatever it's going to be, there's still some time there to wait. And that means, don't give up on the dream just because it's not here like tomorrow. It's being fast tracked for some of you, which means it could happen even sooner than expected. But they're saying just throw all the expectations out the door and just let spirit take over and just enjoy the ride, because it's going to be really fun and amazing. So they don't have anything else they want to share. They're saying just get ready, just really enjoy these energies that are coming in to support you, and reach out to your guides, reach out to Source, reach out to your higher self if you need help with deciphering any of that information, which is also a personal message that came through to me yesterday as part of what I was sharing about, kind of doing the reboot. One of them was for me to detox from all of I love to watch like twin flame readings on YouTube, and they're like, you need to take a break from that. And there's just one person specifically that I like to watch, but they're like, okay, you need a detox from that. And just the message for me, and it's for all of you, because I feel like it's for all of you, was if you Don't assume anything. If you think that something's going on intuitively, if you feel like something is a sign for you, but you're not sure, or you maybe are going to think the worst about whatever it is that you're thinking, like, don't assume anything. Pull in your guides if you're not sure and ask them to clarify for you in however way that means for you. Ask for clarification. Don't assume anything was a big major message. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen for the remainder of the month. As always, thank you for joining me. We're going to see you again on the next podcast episode. Take care. This episode has been brought to you by the Thunder Rose Ranch and Forest, a sacred place where the beings of light surrounding its etheric location are here to teach love to all humanity. We want to thank you so much for joining us. Take care.